Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fancy Sip Review. And today on the Fancy Sip Review, I'm going to be trying the newest limited edition flavor of Mountain Dew. This is going to be the Mountain Dew Trolli. And although I am not the biggest fan of sour gummy worms, I do have to admit, as somebody who grew up on late 2000s 4chan, when I saw Trolli in the name, it did for some reason remind me of that old YouTube video with Boxy saying, "I am not trolling, I am Boxy, you see." Well, in this video, I'm not going to be trolling in my review. I'm going to be the fancy sipper, you see, and I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion of this drink. And when I looked at the website, it said, you've already done the do, or as they said, do the do, now do the worm. That also reminded me of the old 90s WWE, WWF wrestler Scotty 2 Hotty, who was known for doing the worm. And before I review this, I want to say shout out and rest in peace to Grandmaster Sexy. You will never be forgotten, at least by the fancy sipper. So let's show off this drink really quick. I've got the box as I bought a 12-pack, as for some reason I have high expectations for a sugar-free soda. It is kind of weird that Mountain Dew, with a sugary candy, decided to go zero sugar. They want to act as if they're my parent telling me what to eat, and that's kind of depressing. They have a lot of fans, and I'm sure they would have rather had a full sugar version. But this is what the box looks like. It says zero sugar, cherry lemon. You have the what looks like an inflatable pool guy climbing up the Mountain Dew logo. They all look pretty happy. It's a silly, sour gummy worm looking thing. It's pretty cool looking. This is what the box looks like. There's really not much else on it. I will say they put more effort into this than they do the Baja line. And it says do the do. It should say do the worm like it says on their website. That's pretty funny. So this is the drink itself, the Mountain Dew Trolli flavor, cherry lemon. Trolli's going all out lately on branding itself. This is the front of the can. It's kind of the same thing. You have the gummy worm climbing up the Dew logo. You got little ones on the side. They're red and yellow. They want to promote this specific flavor. And Mountain Dew is also teaming up with Trolli to make a Mountain Dew flavored Trolli gummy worm. I will probably be reviewing that as well at some point as I review everything. And finally, here is the ingredients and the nutrition facts, which I will be reading for you right now. So in this drink, there is no juice, obviously. 10 calories in this 1 12-ounce can, 50 milligrams of sodium, 2% with no sugar. There's less than 1 gram of carbohydrates, and the ingredients in this drink are carbonated water, natural and artificial flavors, citric acid, aspartame, which is an artificial sugar, sodium benzoate, a preservative, potassium citrate, caffeine, gum arabic, asulfame potassium, sucralose, another artificial sugar, red 40 is the food coloring, calcium disodium EDTA will protect your flavor of your drink, potassium sorbate preserves the freshness, and there's glycerol ester of rosin in this. So that's pretty cool. It's bottled in Purchase, New York, and there's 68 milligrams of caffeine in this one drink. So I do have to be honest, I don't have fingernails, so I already opened up a cold can over here, which is what I'm going to be pouring. This has not been opened or modified in any way to give an honest opinion, as, again, I am not trolling. I am the fancy sipper, you see. So here is going to be the pour of the Mountain Dew Trolli. So I know that I made this joke in a previous video, but going back to the 90s Attitude Era wrestling that I said when I said do the worm like Scotty 2 Hotty, drinking this out of this chalice does remind me a lot of the old tag team The Brood, where Gangrel would drink the blood and then spit it into the crowd. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with this. This is a very good Halloween decoration looking drink. And recently, they came out with a new limited edition drink that's going to be a Child's Play flavored I think Fanta, and I'm sure it will look identical to this. So this is what the drink looks like. Again, it's just, there's really not too much carbonation on this. Let's see the legs of this. Let's spin this around. I don't see any carbonation on this. There's a little bit showing up now. So this should be a very sweet beverage without a very bitter taste that the carbonation usually lends to these kind of drinks. So let's see how this hits the nose of the review. I'm smelling a lot of cherry. This smells a lot like a Code Red. Not getting too much lemon, so I'm interested in what this will taste like. So let's see how this sits on the mouth feel of the review. Okay. It does have a decent amount of carbonation, as when I drank that, I got hit really hard with a carbonated, bitter taste. I will say on the first sip of this review, it does taste exactly like what you think it would taste like, which is good, but again, as a zero sugar drink, it could be better. On the front end, I did get that sweetness of what would be like a Code Red with a bit of a sweet lemon taste. This is a pretty good tasty drink on first sip. On the mouthfeel, the bitterness of the carbonation kind of hurts the drink, but it is a soda. Let's try one more sip of this drink. So one thing that I'll say that's a positive of this drink is, as this is a very front end cherry beverage, you're not getting too much of that lemon that usually they try doing with Mountain Dew. Usually when it's a drink that is going to be a lemon with, let's say, passion fruit or something like that, usually the lemonade taste is kind of gross on these drinks. I will say front ending this with cherry makes the lemon taste pretty good. This kind of tastes more in lines of a unique, different version of a Code Red with zero sugar in it, which is kind of smart, as Mountain Dew, if I've never seen, have a zero sugar Code Red. I can kind of see that market being filled by this drink for the time being, as this is a limited flavor. Let's drink this a little bit faster, and let's see what this tastes like. I was bashing this drink in the start as it is a zero sugar beverage. I do want to say that the drink is pretty good. I mean, it has two different artificial sugars in it, so it should be sweet. And the flavor does taste like a cherry beverage that is a little bit different than the Code Red. It really does taste like what the Trolli ice cream, or not the Trolli freeze pop thing tastes like. It has that kind of taste to it, where it is a different type of cherry lemon, and it tastes good. It tastes different than the Code Red. There's something about the Code Red that's just a special drink, which is why it's one of the top sellers for Mountain Dew. This has a different taste to it, though. It's still a cherry drink with that lemon on the back end, but I don't know if it's the lack of sugar. I think it has a good blend of both flavors. The lemon that goes with the cherry blends really well. I wouldn't want to say that this is a front end cherry drink, as the more that I'm drinking it, you are getting hit with both of these ingredients equally. The lemon is not a very sour lemon, obviously. This is not going to be a lemonade type drink. This is going to be a very sweet beverage. I was surprised at how good this drink tastes. With zero sugar in a Mountain Dew, I expected this to be, just a hard to drink, very acidic tasting, artificially sugary beverage. But honestly, as a person who tries eating and drinking relatively healthy, I think that it's cool that this drink exists. I, again, think that it's stupid that it's only a zero sugar. But as somebody who would be drinking a 12 pack, as I showed and bought a 12 pack, it's not going to do too much damage to my body. It's not like people used to think that artificial sugars gave you cancer. And yeah, The lemon and the cherry blends perfect with each other, and this isn't a sour drink in the slightest. This is a very sweet beverage, and I definitely recommend this. Give this one more sip, and I'll give you my final score. So for some reason, my terrible audio interface, the M-Track Plus, decided to short out, so I sipped this, and I gotta edit this video, sadly. But what I'll say on that final sip is, what is interesting with this drink is how this is a cherry beverage, but it does have that lemon in it. And that lemon does not give any sourness to the drink. All it does is kind of brings out the taste of the cherry. On the nose, you are getting a cherry, but you're getting a very candy taste to this drink. What is also interesting with this drink coming out in August is this would have made a very good voodoo flavor. I don't know why they decided not to release this around Halloween, although Halloween starts earlier every year because they want to make as much money on selling props to goths and I'm not going to say the other type of people that buy Halloween stuff, but it is an interesting idea of how this drink tastes. I won't say that this drink will stand on its own or be able to be used as a alcohol mixer like Code Red is, but the lemon really blends well with this drink to make a very sugary, candy tasting Mountain Dew. This would by far be the best of the Voodoo lineup. And as a limited edition flavored Mountain Dew, I think that this is one of the best Mountain Dews that I've had. And this also being a zero sugar drink is just, it's props to Mountain Dew for what they were able to do with this drink. I do also have to admit that I'm a very generous reviewer. Lately, I've been giving everything 10 out of 10s, and I've been trying to fix that by giving more honest reviews. And I know, again, I went back to that boxy reference, and I said I wasn't going to be trolling with a straight fancy sip review heart like Christian. I have to give this drink another 10 out of 10. And I give everything 10 out of 10s, but I have no fault with this drink. This is a delicious beverage. This is one of the best Mountain Dews that I've had with zero sugar in it. So I've been the Fancy Sipper. Thank you so much for watching this review. What is your favorite version of Voodoo? And I know it's none of them, so you don't have to leave a comment. But what you should do is watch this video multiple times so I can get some money. Thank you again for watching this video. I've been the Fancy Sipper, and cheers. Clink.